Creme de la creme, homie. Top shelf, you know.
I like my beat down low, down low, down low, down low, down low, down low, down low. I like my top laid back, laid back, laid back, laid back, laid back, laid back. Hey, holla if you like your beat down low, down low, down low, down low, down low, down low. I like my top laid back, laid back.
I got you.
In 29 Palms, they call it food and hospitality. I take care of a small hotel on the property. We take care of RV park, also has about 75 slots. And then the food operations on the base, they're divided into direct and indirects, of which all report to me. Now the directs would be like the Officers Club, the Warriors Club, which is out about 10 miles out of town. We take care of the mobile units, which we have 8 or 9, which are the ones that go to the units and they sell the sandwiches and hot coffee and things of that nature. And I take care of the indirects, which would be the would be Carl's Jr., would be Domino's, Church Pizza. Those indirectly they report to me. The base is a pretty small operation to some of the corporate world. When I was running hotels, I had upwards of 6,000 people reporting to me. Here I have probably a couple of hundred. The difference really is that we are here on the military base to serve the military personnel. So it's more of the service part of it is 90%. It's making sure that they have the right thing at the right time. In the corporate world, it's all about the bottom line. So that is probably the biggest change. Now, what happens with the 143 versus what happens with 6,000, there really is no difference. It's the same thing in food and beverage and food and hospitality. You got the call-offs, people are calling in, they're sick, you have to change things around. Last minute responsibility that you have for catering, people want things right away that you have to do. That happens here and it happened in the corporate world. There is really absolutely no difference. One of the major difference here is that you do feel that you make a difference. I feel that my job here is incredibly important versus in the corporate world where there was a whole bunch of people who could take my place in a minute. It was all about salary. Here it really is it's an accomplishment and I really enjoy it. But other than the scale and the scope, it is pretty much the same. I'm going to answer that by telling you a little story. I ran the first American managed hotel in the Soviet Union. It was in 1992, right in the middle of the Civil War. So I accepted the job, and my wife and I were getting on a plane. We were getting ready to go to Moscow. So I contacted somebody in the hometown that we were living in at the time that had just left Moscow. They lived in Moscow for 3 years, and I invited them out for dinner. We were trying to find out what to bring to Moscow. And I looked at him and I said, if I could bring just one thing, what would I bring? And he leaned over the table and he said something that really, I never forgot. He said, Mike, bring your sense of humor and never forget it. And I would say that to you. The first thing you have to have is a sense of humor. Don't lose it. Be a person, whether you're a general manager of a hotel, the vice president of a hotel, or the CEO of the company. Keep that sense of humor. The next thing is, no matter where you are, you're dealing with people, whether they're speaking Russian, whether they're speaking Japanese, whether they're speaking Chinese. Treat them the same. You have to be fair and consistent in your judgments and follow your heart. It usually will tell you what is correct. And on the third thing, you got to remember, you can only succeed if the people that are working for you respect the position or they respect the person in the position. And if you can get both, you will rise quickly to the highest level. Pleasure.